morning, everyone, and welcome to Think Future. My name's Chris Kalaboukis, and once again, we're coming at you live from deep in the heart of Silicon Valley, California. We're talking innovation startups, the future, not necessarily those, and not necessarily in that order. If you're watching on YouTube, smack that subscribe button and hit that bell so you can be notified when no show comes online. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast service, please subscribe and please drop a note on Apple Podcasts. I'd greatly appreciate it. Now, we're talking about another way we innovate. I don't know why I call it way we innovate, because it's the way I innovate. So in facilitation sessions, brainstorming sessions, how do we come up with new ideas? What's a prompt or an exercise that we use, or I use, to help people invent new things? And I've talked about a number of them in the past, and today I'm going to talk about one I call, why do we still ... And the question is, even though there are better solutions to something, why do people still do what they did before? I'll give you an example. Rasputin is a record store / bookstore in my area. And there's one in Berkeley and there's one down here in my area. And they used to sell CDs, DVDs, VHS tapes, and books at one point. And I thought to myself, why are they still around? Everything that these people sell, I can get online. I can download it, I can torrent it, I can watch it on Paramount Plus or whatever service. I don't need to buy a DVD. I can listen to any track, 4 million, 5 million tracks on Spotify. Why would I need a CD? I can watch this movie on... Why do I need a DVD? Why do I need a VHS? Books, I can get them all from Amazon, or I can just read them on my Kindle. Why would I need to go into a store like Rasputin? But every time I went into Rasputin, every time I went in there, it was packed. It was crowded. People were in there buying CDs, buying DVDs, buying VHS tapes of all things, and books. In fact, I was thinking to myself, after they closed their book section, I'm like, why do they close their book section? If anything, people are not going to be buying CDs or DVDs or VHS tapes anymore. But no, they're still there and they're still doing business. So I asked myself, why are people still buying books, DVDs, CDs? They can get all these things online. Why are they still doing it? So that's an example. Why are they still doing it? How about another one? Banking. Why do people still go into branches? What is the reason why people continue to go into a branch when they can do anything online? They can deposit things online. They can withdraw things online. Okay, they can't get cash. That's understandable. So maybe they go into the bank to get cash, but they don't even need to go to the bank to get cash. They can go to an ATM. Why do they go into the bank to get cash? Now, some banks are set up in such a way that you got to go into the bank to do whatever you're trying to do. And sometimes it's a legal thing, sometimes it's a regulation thing. That's understandable. But why do we still go to banks? Now, there's a lot of people who don't go to banks. That's true. But there's still a lot of people who do go to a bank. They don't go to the bank website. They don't download the bank app. They still go to the bank. And you have to ask yourself, why do people still go to the bank? There's an area of innovation there. There's something missing that the bank is not providing that people need when they go to the bank. So what is it? What's in that gap? Like I said before, why are people buying CDs, DVDs, paper books? What is it that they're not getting from the streaming online experience? Why are people going into banks? What is it that they're not getting from the online experience? It's a white space there. There's something in there that people are getting from the experience that they're not getting when they are online. right? Let's see, I had one more example here. So why do we still use remote controls? Why do we still have, and I don't have my remote here, like a Roku remote control. Why do we still use remotes when we have audio assistants? Is there a reason why we couldn't just talk to the TV and say, hey, put on Pluto TV, or put on Tubi TV, or put on Paramount Plus, or put on, I want to watch that episode of Star Trek. Is it still on? Why don't we all use the audio assistants more? What's the problem there? Why do we still use remote controls? Why do we still get CDs and DVDs? Why do we still go to the bank? There's a white space there. In your facilitation sessions, in your ideation sessions, in your innovation sessions, brainstorm those gaps. Figure out what people are getting from these things that we've been doing forever. Like, I'll give you an example. Fax machines. Is anyone still sending fax machines? No, no one's still sending fax machines. Maybe there are rare occasions somewhere here and there where fax machines are being used, but everything else is pretty much moved online. So there's an example of something that we don't do anymore. We don't fax things anymore, right? It's very rare that people fax things. So people have been able to move from faxing to not faxing and doing electronic data. So what's the reason why people were able to do that, but they can't move on from CDs and DVDs and going into the bank and reading books and you know what I'm saying? Why are we still doing these things which are obsolete? There must be something about the experience that we're getting from these obsolete actions that we still want to do. Think about that for a second. Perfect example for something to ideate on. What is it that your customers are still doing that you'd like them to stop doing, and why are they still doing it? Brainstorm this. That's it for me for today. See you next time, and until then, don't forget to think future.